Yes guys, Jez here, back with another video. You read the title. We have massive liquidity that's literally being grabbed right now. We have a massive short squeeze underway. You can see that the majority of the liquidity, just like we highlighted last video, is above us, and I warned you guys that it is happening right now. We're about to see a massive short squeeze potentially if we start to move up, and that's exactly what's happening. And if you can see, if we zoom out just a little bit to get a holistic view of the liquidations on the left, you can see that there's still some above us. However, there is some below us as well. So we need to be looking at all the scenarios. We need to be seeing what is actually happening. Is it likely that we're gonna just reverse from here and grab the downside liquidity? We need to be seeing what is exactly happening. You can see at 100k we still have massive liquidity. So just to show you guys the gist of this video, I think that there's a massive opportunity right now. There's a massive bear trap right now. There's a scenario where we can come down, and I would actually highlight that and how to manage yourself in that scenario. However, I do see us actually pushing in towards that 100k mark. So with that being said, make sure to smash up that like button. Let's try to get above 15 likes this video, guys. Let's smash it. Drop a comment of what you think of the video. That would be absolutely amazing. And as always, let's get straight away in towards this banger. Bow. So as you can see here, guys, I have my Ethereum position on Blofin right now. It's literally printing at 77% profits at the minute. We've made about $300 in less than 24 hours right there. So make sure to be watching to the end, and then definitely I'll cover all the scenarios and things that I'm doing for this trade to make sure that we're taking advantage of this opportunity and not round tripping, and making sure that we can actually look towards new opportunities as well that I'm seeing. So as you can see, we've broken down from that downsloping trend line exactly as we've highlighted on this video for multiple videos now, and you can see we've punched in that higher high I was talking about, which is absolutely amazing. So we want to see in this US session if we can potentially confirm this level with multiple closing candles and wicks, and we want to see strength backed with some volume as well, which we'll cover later in this video. And we want to see if we can get continuation upwards. You can see I've exactly pointed out this breakout on the channel. We were looking at this chart over here, and I was actually highlighting just over here about the breakout that's going to happen. So you can see that LARP line over there, and if we go back onto the chart over here, we're exactly breaking out, guys. So things are looking extremely good. We have massive levels to be watching, guys. I have a lot of charts prepared, so just stay tuned. Make sure to be making a note of all of these different scenarios, and yeah, let's get on to the next one. So you can see we're bouncing, and we had that bullish divergence, so things was looking extremely good, and you can see right now that it's exactly playing out. So that is absolutely amazing. And you can see we're exactly breaking out from this falling ledge that we've been drawing on this channel for quite a while. So this is looking really good. We have actually punched in a higher high, confirming potential massive reversal, and actually potentially drawing the question that is this the bottom? Is that the bottom right there in the market? Are we just going to reverse all the way in towards 108 and actually punch in a new high in the market? We need to be looking at the probability of that actually happening. And you can see these were the LARP plans from the video a few days ago, and we mentioned around this horizontal resistance level we might get a pullback. We had two scenarios where we just rocketed up from this falling wedge, and then we had another scenario where we came all the way down in towards that 88k mark. But you can see that's kind of been front running the market in towards yearly close. We didn't really get that push down. We got a move down exactly like the LARP lines, but we didn't really get all the way down. So we did sweep our previous week's high, previous week's low, from last week. So that was looking interesting, and we actually reclaimed it right now. So to be fair, this scenario that I've drawn out, the probabilities are really decreasing for us to actually get that 88k sweep where we can really load up on positions. So you can see we're bouncing exactly from the support line, and we're going in towards massive resistance, guys. Our point of control from our volume profile taken from the 11th of November in towards the potential for a actual continuation is still on the table. So the liquidity resides around that 99.5 in towards 100k mark. So you can see that if we can push in towards there and bulls can take full control with that volume point of control, where essentially bulls just take control, that would be amazing, guys. We'll actually have the potential to fully reverse this downtrend. So you can see we have the falling wedge with our range levels right now, and I talked about that mid-range point, and you can see we're exactly actually reclaiming that. So we want to see maybe a potential shorter time frame higher low again, which is another opportunity, and then a push in towards that massive point of control, that massive resistance over there. This head and shoulders level where we talked about the bear case, where we need to actually invalidate the bears and actually push above this region. So if we start to see weakness there, that can confirm a potential move a lot further down in towards this pocket over here, and then maybe we can get a massive reversal after. And you can see here, guys, we're clearly in a range. We are actually chopping in and out in this range, so things are not looking too bearish. This is still very actually healthy for the market. As you can see, we had a massive push in towards this range. We had all-time high breaks from November, guys. You need to zoom out. You need to look at how far we've gone. And in November, we went from the 60Ks all the way to 100Ks. We pumped massively, so things are looking really good in the higher time frame, and this consolidation is really healthy. So even if we come in towards this mid-range and we get a rejection again and maybe some sort of liquidity squeeze and then a reclaim, and then we continue to range it towards inauguration, then things are still looking very bullish for massive moves to the upside. So if we look at how long we've been in this range, you can see right now, taking it from the 11th of November in towards this candle today, it's around 52 days in this range now. So guys, this is very healthy. If we continue to range, it's going to set us up for a massive move to the upside, just like we were highlighting when we were all the way back in 51K. We were saying this chopping in and out is still good in the higher time frame after such an explosive move. You want to see a nice base, nice acceptance around that 99 to 100K to 90 to 80 is still very good, because we can still continue a lot higher after we confirm acceptance around the psychological level as well and form strong support. So you can see here, guys, we have an inauguration window where we can potentially rally in towards the inauguration and then see the sell the news event before continuation. This is one scenario that I'm definitely watching. So you can see in the medium time frame, things weren't looking too good for Bitcoin. Bulls still have a lot of work to actually do to actually start resuming the rally. So you can see we had a breakdown from this point. We retested the upwards sloping parallel channel and then rejected from that level, which is really concerning. Really, it actually indicates slowdown in the upwards momentum. So actually we need to break above this point over here, which is located around the 99K mark, which is where the point of control is, where that head and shoulders I talked about on the other chart, where we had a volume profile. We need to see a breakout and the potential retest of that level and continuation to actually invalidate this massive bearish scenario. And you can see the bearish divergence was the first hint that we're going to get that massive pullback and a slowdown, because bearish divergence, all it means is you get at least sideways choppy price action, which we're exactly seeing right now, or a slight pullback all the way down before resuming the buying activity. So either scenario that does play out, even if we come in towards that 99.5K mark and then we move down, that's still going to be bullish. That's going to be a macro higher low. You know, you can see you're still forming higher lows, higher highs. So things are looking really good still in that scenario. And you can see in this region, you have your 21 weekly exponential moving average. And if I actually zoom out to just see why this moving average I'm always talking about and why it's so bullish, you can see if once we broke out from this moving average in the previous bull market, it held you in all until this rally, then it chopped you out a little bit. Then once they reclaimed it again, you can see you were held in for this next rally, tested it again, went absolutely parabolic until you lost it, and that held you out for the whole of the bear market before reclaiming it. Now you had a little chop in the September phase over there. Then once you reclaimed it, we're still holding it. We had a little bit of a flush out in towards the 51K drawdown. We've reclaimed it again. So again, it's a reliable moving average that keeps you in the game when we're in a bull market. When you lose it, you could potentially de-risk and then wait for a reclaim to actually get back in. So statistically, it's actually a really reliable moving average to be looking if you're above or below. And as you can see on this chart, we spiked into that resistance level over there. And yes, guys, this was actually a warning signal that we're going to get potential slowdown. However, I've seen people actually call for cycle tops and for us never to actually reclaim 108. And I just think that's absolutely bollocks, guys. Think about it. This is just technical analysis. We're hitting a resistance point. Of course, you're potentially going to see slowdown and reaccumulation, but other metrics point to us actually still continuing the rally. So I'm still believing that in this area, it's more likely we're going to continue the upwards trajectory, because this line, we can still punch in 110K and hit that mark, potentially reject again, and then we're going to hit our measured move around 120 and then put in the cycle top. That's still a scenario and you still haven't broken above this trend line. So again, never short upwards sloping resistance in my opinion. I think you can still be right on your idea and this may confirm some sort of bottom, but again, you can be stopped out. If your invalidation was above this high, your risk is super high because your stop loss keeps on increasing and you're still hitting resistance. So it doesn't make sense, and you can't just call a cycle top just off this trend line. So if you're enjoying the video and you want to be trading yourself, make sure to be checking that first link down below. If you check that first link down below, this will take you to this page over here, which is the sign up page for Blofin. Blofin are one of the best exchanges out there, guys. They are one of the lowest fees. They have fire blocks, which just means that they have a third-party custodian so that your funds are more secure. So definitely be checking if this is available in your country, as I definitely recommend Blofin. These guys are really good guys, and if you agree with their analysis and you agree with my opinion, then definitely looking towards signing up with Blofin so that you can take advantage of this opportunity. So you can see on this chart, we have our cup and handle still in play. I took the God's pattern for the 2020 in and around that 50k mark over there for Bitcoin, and you can see we took this fractal. We said on the breakout, it's likely we're going to see something just like this because the macro is very identical. We have the similar macro environment to 2020, so things are making sense for us to play out exactly, and you can see how accurate that was actually in hindsight. So we had a macro higher low over here, and it's looking like we're putting another one in, and we're going to continue the rally before we get potential shakeout and then continuation again. But the 120k mark is a nice base case to actually looking towards, and it looks like it's likely we're putting in a low right now. Consolidation is bullish still. Once you have a nice uptrend, you can see we had consolidation here that was bullish. We had consolidation over here that was bullish again. We had another one over here that was very bullish. So guys, I just think you shouldn't be fooled. It's just the same stuff playing out again and again. So this is looking really good. And you can see we're holding our range quarter. That's looking really good. And we're exactly bouncing off of our Gaussian channel. This is exactly what happened this time last year in towards the end of January. So potentially we can leave the Gaussian channel and start pumping aggressively anytime from now, and near the end of January, definitely I do expect us to play out something like this fractal over here that I've taken from that point. So you can see again here that yes, consolidation is very bullish. This is a fractal from 2020, and in the middle you have the 2023 fractal, and now you're having the same thing play out again. You're getting that consolidation before continuation, so do not be fooled, guys. Now you can see that we're exactly actually playing out this fractal over here where we have massive altcoin season. We're entering the year 3 where typically money moves from your large cap alts and Bitcoin more in towards your lower caps and altcoins in general. So things are looking extremely good. So guys, if you're enjoying this video, make sure to smack up that like button. Let's try to get above 25 likes, guys. That would be actually awesome. And yeah, let's get straight back in towards the next part of the video. For Ethereum, guys, you can see we're banging into massive resistance over here. So to be fair, it is possible that we can come down and test the support, which may coincide with the Bitcoin higher low again, and then potentially we can actually come down and then continue the uptrend. So we'll expect Ethereum to actually hold this ascending triangle and then potentially break in towards this previous resistance into a support now, and then actually start marking up aggressively. So you can see on the short, so you can see an 8-hourly time frame, you can actually look in towards the symmetrical triangle as well, which we pointed out on the channel, and we're exactly breaking out, which is looking really good in the imminent short term. And you can see on a 3-day time frame right there, we're actually breaking above and retesting this symmetrical triangle, and things are looking really good. We have multiple closing candles on the support level indicating actual acceptance and indicating a massive move. So I think that this is the bottom for ETH. Things are looking really good and we are primed to actually break out. The probability is a lot higher. And yes, guys, as you can see on this chart, this is significant resistance. So we need to actually be breaking above this resistance and potentially squeezing out shorters, and that can actually ignite us to actually break back in towards this range. So you can see over there for Ethereum at 3,500, you can see that we have a bit of liquidity over there to be grabbed. That might actually help us to actually break above this previous resistance, turn it into support, and actually confirm the shakeout scenario. And if I tap this image here and I actually increase the opacity, you can actually see that this is the power of 3, where you have accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. It is a common technique and trick that the market makers like to trap people and retail in the market to actually get them bearish out the manipulation phase, and then they just send it in the distribution phase. So guys, make sure not to be fooled, guys. You can see that this is looking very similar to the scenario we have now. We had the accumulation, we marked down, we had the shakeout manipulation over there, and you can see that nice liquidity wick just down there at the 20th of December. That was a clear sort of manipulation in the market, and you can see that if we reclaim the support and confirm this, then we can definitely see that distribution actually kick in. And yes, guys, you can look in towards this inverse head and shoulders over there, which will confirm a massive reversal, and our confirmation will be a clean break above 4,000 over there, so 3,900 to be more precise over here. And you can see that if you can confirm at least 3 daily candle closes weekly candle closes, then that will actually confirm us to massively potentially reach higher targets. So you may ask, what targets specifically can we actually hit? You can actually look at this cup and handle over here for Ethereum, and this is a massive gem that I'll drop for you guys if you made it this far in the video. Look at Bitcoin for your altcoins. If you want to see where your altcoin potentially can go, Bitcoin is a great blueprint to be actually looking at, because a lot of the altcoins are actually over here in this phase over here. So they're actually creating their rounded bottom structure after some massive sell-offs. So you want to time the actual breakout of the horizontal resistance levels and actually see the markup. And if they're already in this phase, which Ethereum's in, before your neckline breakout, then you want to time that neckline breakout to take advantage. This is a nice insight and a nice thing I've spotted in the market that has helped me a lot in my altcoin trades, and I'm seeing the exact same thing for Ethereum. So you can see this cup and handle, we still haven't broken a neckline, so there's a catch-up trade in my opinion for Ethereum against Bitcoin. Then you can see that Ethereum needs to catch up, and you can see this cup and handle is a great representation to that Bitcoin is actually leading the market. So you want to see Ethereum actually break this neckline with volume and retest it potentially, and then actually mark up aggressively just like Bitcoin did. And you may ask, what target? How can you calculate the target? You take it from the base of the cup to the neckline, then you take that to your anticipated breakout, so you can actually refine that a bit more once the time comes. And you can see that lines up perfectly with a 1618 Fibonacci, taking it from your previous cycle top to the bear market bottom. And you can see that is actually higher confluence for me to be looking at the 7.3k level for Ethereum to potentially start taking some profits over there. And then potentially, if we have a more massive rally and we have a massive psychological level around the 10k mark, you can look at this 10k mark to be taking some profits, and then potentially 11.3k, which is the 2618 Fibonacci. So how do you track this catch-up trade? You can see we have Ethereum, Bitcoin over here, and we've tapped into this massive demand zone, and it looks like Ethereum against Bitcoin has bottomed, and the timing, which I'll touch on in just a second, is exactly matching up and giving me confluence. We have a falling wedge and it's looking really good. So we need to see a breakout of this downwards open trend line, because it's not confirmed until you get that breakout over here. And then you want to see that with volume, you want to see proper open interest, especially in the institutional side, actually backing that breakout over there. And then we can potentially see a nice reclaim of this horizontal level of resistance for Ethereum. If we can turn that into support, that would be absolutely amazing. That would be even more confluence that this is a massive bottom and we'll see odds actually explode. And you can see yesterday we were looking at this scenario, and I posted on Twitter this scenario as well. We had a break of structure after our previous lower high. We created a higher low after that liquidation wick, and then you had a higher low in towards a golden pocket of resistance, our 618 and 0.65, our optimal trade entry area. And then you hit that previous week's mid-range, and that coincided with a falling wedge, as I pointed out on my YouTube channel. And you can see right now, if we go into the chart, we are exactly breaking out, so things are looking really good. This was exactly what I was looking for. However, the job is not done. We still need to punch in a macro high and actually shift this trend to actually indicate a massive reversal for Ethereum against Bitcoin. But you can look in towards some sort of ascending triangle for ETH BTC over there. So potentially, if we can break up of that previous week's high with volume and proper closing candles on a higher time frame, then things are looking good. This is the 2-hourly time frame for ETH BTC, so it's the shortest time frame. We're trying to snap that massive reversal, so things are looking really good. I'm seeing a massive reversal here, so the probabilities are there. It's looking really good. The timing is on our side, which I'll touch on just now. So you can see Mr. Crypto points out that Q4 is the best for Bitcoin and Q1 is the best for Ethereum. So right now it's looking like we can actually see that shift in the market, where market participants have potentially missed out on that Bitcoin trade and they're trying to get the Ethereum trade now. They're trying to look at what's available, and it looks like Ethereum is most likely to see that massive inflow of capital. Now, to track that shift, you can look at the Bitcoin dominance. You can see on this chart with the hammers over there, every time you have a Bitcoin dominance top and it moves down, you have a massive EBTC rally. And you can see we have a rising wedge, which is the inverse of the falling wedge. If I invert my chart, this looks like a falling wedge, but I put it back, it looks like a rising wedge now. That's just to show that it's the inverse chart pattern, which actually shows massive reversal signal. So you can see we broke down from this rising wedge over there. We retested it and retested that resistance, creating a lower high. So we're looking for a massive markdown over there. And you can see by Mr. Crypto, he actually points out as well that after your halving, the next yearly candle for Bitcoin dominance is looking really good to actually move down And why is it looking good? Why is a candle down for Bitcoin dominance looking good? It indicates money flowing out of Bitcoin in towards your altcoins. The things are looking really good. We're looking for the altcoin season where we have maximum opportunity to actually make more Bitcoin, so that at the end of the bull market, we can roll some profits in towards Bitcoin and maybe stables perhaps, and actually increase our Bitcoin back so that we can continue to rinse and repeat, because we know that on a higher time frame we're always trending upwards. So things are looking good. That's because it's denominated against the dollar, which is currently being debased so much since 1971. So again, this is stuff to be looking in towards, and to be understanding that this is how you actually defend yourself against that debasement of currency. So you can see we're still quite early right now. The altcoin indicator is at 47, the mid-range. We're testing the mid-range right now. You can actually chart this. So it's looking like we're potentially putting in a higher low over here, and we can potentially move back in towards that altcoin season indicator. However, that's when around 80 plus. So the mark, this essentially calculates how many coins are outperforming Bitcoin, and currently right now it's around 47. So it's mid levels. We're not really at that raging alt season, but by the time you actually get to the 90 region, historically you can tell that was the cycle tops. So if I zoom out over here, and you can see we got to the 90 region, 100 region in 2021, that marked exactly your cycle tops. So again, that's too late. It's too late to be getting bullish over there on altcoins. You want to be establishing yourself now, so make sure to be turning post notifications on so you're notified every time I upload. You want to be following me on Twitter with post notifications on there as well, to be looking at all my posts and be really understanding that this is the time to be paying attention. So I've told you guys about Ethereum, and if you were paying attention, you would have got the buys when I was screaming it on support over there. I was telling you guys this is a decent opportunity to be going and taking advantage of the information and actually taking an ETH position. And I was giving you guys the reasons literally less than 24 hours ago. So at the minute, I'm in the position right now. My stop loss is at break even. So the worst case scenario is that we actually get a massive rejection, and then I get a better entry, and then we continue the uptrend again. I'll just look for this wick to be filled, and then I'll try again. So again, make sure to be signing up to Blofin if you want to be taking advantage of my opinions and you agree with the analysis. Make sure to be doing that, as this bull market is going to be absolutely crazy. So yes, that'll be it from me, guys. Make sure to be following me on Twitter for consistent updates, so you're not missing this alt season. You're seeing everything that's going on. You can see I was talking about the short squeeze before we actually started marking up in and around that 95k level over there. Now we're punching in and around the 97. So yes, things are looking good, but make sure to be following me on Twitter to stay up to date with consistent updates, and I'll see you guys in the next one, guys. Have a blessed rest of your day. Peace, guys. See ya. Bye bye.